You're listening to the Breezy Moms podcast on Digital Stream Radio.
Hey guys, our guest today is a wife and entrepreneur, and I love watching her and her business bloom in Atlanta. She will join us later to talk about her big move to chase opportunity and how she turned her love of creating into a dream hustle. So stick around. Hey everyone, you're listening to the Breezy Moms podcast, a weekly show that chronicles the adventures of motherhood. I'm Candace. Now let's start the show. Hey guys.
Hey.
How are you?
What's going on, Miss Candace?
I'm good.
We are so late today.
Okay,
Our
first
apologies.
of all, yes, we are late.
Yeah, that's what I was going, to the...
I know.
Sorry.
I was trying to pretend like it didn't happen, but we are pretty late.
So I'm just making sure that, we're recording. We're back up recording. We're doing all the recordings.
All the recordings. I love it. Yes, so we won't have a glitch anymore. Although I thought we recovered pretty well when we did. So thank you so much.
Stuff happens.
I know.
So
I'm good.
how are you, my dear?
I'm good. We're trying some new drink tonight.
That's right.
What was it called?
This was beer.
It's beer.
Yeah, and it's good.
It's good, but I wasn't prepared for it, so my mouth is like
Extra
I feel juicy.
I can't with her.
I wasn't prepared, and it's a little bit warm, so it's just like so forgive me ahead of time if I choke on some of these words because I can't maintain my mouth right now.
She's going to be salivating all over your ears. Your eardrums are going to be nice and moist. So welcome to another episode of the Breezy Moms podcast. It is Thursday. We're recording. The show is available on iTunes
and all the
Google
places.
Play Music and all those amazing places, of course, and on digitalstreamradio.com/livestream.
I love it because I could not have handled that just now. I could barely say my own name.
So listen, I know that we're running a little late and we have a guest tonight.
We do. So my friend Shari is going to be on in a few minutes. So
I'm super excited. We were having a conversation off the record.
Online.
And I was just in stitches. So I think this is going to be an amazing convo.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. So let's just jump right in.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
I'm listening.
How are your boys?
The boys are good. What can I say about them? Oh, last night felt like it wasn't my first, but it really felt like the start of the school projects. Oh, Mom, I have a project that's due tomorrow.
But wait a minute. Isn't school coming to an end soon?
Yeah, but he's still in school. You can't, it's not till June.
It's like, see, if teacher gave me a project this time of the year, I'm like, girl, you're going to see that next year.
Yeah. So
it's already summer for me.
Right. No, you can't close before it's time to close. So anyway, it's only April. There's still like 3 full months, April, May, and June. So 3 full months of school left. And they do a project. The school hosts this night where the whole school is doing the same project based on whatever grade level they're on. So the same thing will look different for kindergarten versus 3rd grade versus 8th grade. And this project was sharing how your family celebrates something. Like, how does your family celebrate something, either specifically cultural or just whatever kind of celebration? And I did get a flyer about it probably a month ago. But of course, I didn't remember. And it wasn't until he came home and he was like, oh, we're going to talk about it at school tomorrow. And I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, that means I have to
Right. That means I need to pull out some glue, whatever. So the easiest thing I could think about was how we celebrate Christmas. And this year we did Christmas, family, friends, and travel. So we pulled out the iPad and he picked out a few pictures and then we printed them. Thank God for my color printer, but he picked out the pictures, we printed them, and then we talked about what was happening in the pictures, and I just sort of wrote a little blurb on each picture, mostly so that the teacher could help him read it, know which way to go. And so it involved a lot of cutting and a lot of glue sticks and, all of that jazz. But thankfully, because of the kind of work I do, I have all of that stuff. I had poster paper and glue and a working printer. I had a lot of stuff to sort of jazz it up. So it wasn't the end of the world.
Gotcha.
And we got it done.
Crisis averted.
Crisis averted, because he definitely didn't have something for some project last
Well, I hope she's
semester.
not listening to your show.
I totally forgot
Because
last
she would
time.
know.
Yes. So that was, it was cool. I thought it was fun. I did feel like a slacker for waiting until the last minute. But it's probably just going to be like that for a while. I don't know. I can't help it.
Well, I mean, listen, stuff happens, life happens, and you just have to go with the flow.
Yeah,
and you were able to ride that flow from here to Kingdom, and
I know. I have enough markers and glitter glue and like poster paper to last a lifetime, so I might as well put it to use.
Well, I'm glad that everything worked out. So obviously he got a good grade. Is it graded?
Yeah, so it's not graded. So what they talked about it in class today. I guess everybody presented their thing, whatever that was, and then tomorrow night the school has, it's called museum night, or I don't even know what it's called because I'm terrible. But it's like an open house, and they invite parents to come for like 1 or 2 hours in the afternoon, and everything gets put on display. Gets put on display in the hallways of the school, because the school's got like this museum theme. So it's sort of like a museum show. I don't know what the real words for that are. Like a display? That's not the right word. Do you know what I'm thinking about?
So they have like a whiteboard?
Like an exhibit. No,
okay.
It's a museum exhibit.
Okay.
So they pick a theme, and then everybody does it, and you can kind of walk through the school and see the exhibit based on the different grade levels. That's what it is. So
nice.
So yeah, so that's tomorrow. And I just always feel bad if he doesn't have something. Like, that's the whole point. So at least this time he does. And what else? Oh, Emory is amazing as usual. And I mean, they're both amazing. But today I had this moment where I realized that you know how easy it is for parents, I think, you know, how easy it is for parents to see differences between their children and then sometimes harp on those things, maybe like the positive thing for one kid, and like Lincoln is so athletic, right? And I just think he's so strong and he's so ginormous and he can do anything. If he watches someone else do it, he can do it. And we're like, oh my God, he's amazing. And in thinking that and sort of like putting that out there, we don't think that Emory can't do anything, but we just don't assume that he can. Plus, he's a little bit younger. He's only 2. Well, today we were outside and I pulled out the tee, you know, for T-ball, like the little tee. I don't know what it's called, the tee stand. And he had a baseball bat and a little, it's a golf ball. And like a little like plastic.
I was going to say.
No, like a dollar store golf ball.
I can see windows
like
breaking.
A floating golf ball. Yeah. Anyway, I thought, like I was standing right next to him, ready to take a picture, and he like beamed me with this ball, right? Like it hurt so bad.
Like the cork on the pier.
Like so bad. And I was like, oh, I guess I need to take a step back. And so that was the first hit. He hit the ball and it hit me. And I wasn't prepared. So I took a step back and I showed him where to stand. And then he hit the ball and it went across the lawn. Like it went up in the air across the lawn. And I was like, holy shit, what just happened? Like,
you need to put that boy in like little leagues.
Yes.
Like seriously.
And so it was just this moment where I was like, oh, snap. You're cool too. Like just the hand-eye coordination. Like I don't think I could hit a ball off of a tee stand right now.
Yeah.
Just the hand-eye coordination and the force that went into it, because one of the other little boys in the program, he was also playing, and he went over and he would like jump, like we're supposed to hit the ball, but he would jump and then like drop the bat, or like jump and knock the whole thing over, but not actually hit the ball.
Yeah.
Like I assume 2-year-olds do, right? Like it didn't make any.
And he rocked it.
It was like when that other little boy did that, I was like, oh, that's so great. Like I made a big deal about it because that's what I thought 2-year-olds did. And then and then Emory went over and hit the ball across the yard. I was actually afraid we would lose the ball, like that it would go over the 6-foot fence.
So it's the equivalent of like him being in the major leagues and hitting a home run,
basically, because he's only 2 and he's only 3 feet tall, right? So it's basically.
That's so cool, though.
It was very cool. And it was just this moment where I was like, oh, you have 2 kids and you have to, I don't know. And there are probably smart people who talk about this and I should read about it. But like you have 2 kids who are really different and have their own things that they know how to do, and you have to pay attention to all of it for both of them. And if you catch yourself slipping, right, where you just focus on the easy thing to focus on, you miss out on what the other kid is like jumping up trying to show you, and you're too busy watching the other kid. And that's not only like bad for that kid, but it also breeds so much resentment between children that like I think about with my own sister. You know, they're just things that people have always said our whole life that is not true, but becomes true the more you hear it.
Yeah.
So,
but not only that, it also provides for an opportunity for you to set an environment in where you're recognizing one child for something that the other one may not be capable of, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're any less. It's just that that's not their thing.
Right.
And then you find yourself holding your second child or your first one or vice versa to a standard that they will never be able to live up to.
Right. Because that's not their thing. That's not where they excel. It's that thing about like, if you test all of the animals with the same, like for flying, but it's like an elephant, a monkey, and a fish, and a bird. If the test is to fly, then like so many of them fail. But if you make a test that's reasonable for everybody, then everybody can excel.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's exactly.
Well, I mean, you're measuring them in a way that allows them to use something that they know how to do well.
Right.
And apply the same standard to each one of those tests and say,
right.
okay, for your strengths, you excelled at this and you went all the way through. You got to 100%. And then for your traits and what you do best, you know, if you're a rhino, you know, you're going to ram something with that horn. And then, you were amazing at it. You know, if you're a bird, then you fly. If you're a chicken, it sucks to be you because you can't fly. So I hope that's not the bird they're using to test the flight theory because, you know, they just suck at it.
I know. So anyway, it was like a lot. I was having a lot of feelings in this one little moment this morning and trying to check myself, check my momming, check my parenting, check the like assumptions that I make about these two kids because it's just like Emory is not small. He's just not huge. Yeah. Right? Where Lincoln is huge. And so if you're judging Emory on being huge, like that's not fair. Like we always think about him as being small, but he's not actually small. He's just smaller than Lincoln.
Yeah. But for a child his age, he's actually normal, right?
Right. Yeah.
You've always said that, you know, Lincoln for his age, he was extremely tall and bigger. And so people would think that he was older than he was.
Yeah, so I guess the benefit there for Emory is that like people will see him where he's at and assume that he is 2 or 4 or 5 or 10 or whatever the age is. And we'll see. Maybe he'll have a growth spurt. Maybe he'll be like shorter. I don't know. But there's time. He's only 2.
That's right.
So, anyway, I was just reminding, I just was confronted with that today in a way that I hadn't like recognized it before.
So the moral of the story is be patient with yourself, be patient with your children, and recognize that they are different and that you should, you know, play to their strengths.
Yeah. I love that. And what about you? How's your day going?
Not too bad. It was beautiful outside. It was a little windy, but beautiful. So I went out with my machete. You know, I found a big machete. And I was out there just whacking things down and just, you know, and then it got really windy. So what I was whacking down was blowing all over the place. I was like, I need to stop.
Right.
You know, and then I got 2 little critters running behind me and I'm swinging that thing. And I'm like, let me not make sure that I whack one of my dog's legs off with this thing, you know, because they don't care. They don't know what it is.
I know. The wind is intense because it is really nice out. And I cleaned out my garage, which I use as a second playroom. It's like basically our outdoor playroom. And I cleaned it so nice. And then the wind blew all the leaves back into the garage.
I hate that.
I was like, crap.
I hate leaves. I really do.
Yeah. And I'm trying to do the thing where you leave the leaves so that they fertilize the ground.
I don't care. I will go buy fertilizer. I want them gone. I cleaned out my flower beds not too long ago in the front, and then when I started moving into the back, again, the wind is just like, I was like, whatever, I'm done.
Right, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Over it.
I also got on my I have a stationary bike that was deep in the back of the garage, and because I was doing a little bit of cleaning, like spring cleaning, I pulled it out front, so now I'm able to. Except I was outside for 3 hours today, and I only was on it for 10 minutes. So
like the children, like the child you never see. Let me just ride you to make sure you know that you are
it
loved.
Still works, yes.
So,
but I think it's in a good place.
Yeah.
That if the kids are like deep in play, I should be able to. But as soon as I get on it, then they come and ask me about like 100 different questions.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I probably won't be able to do it during the day when they're around, but
I'm thinking of investing in a Peloton.
Is that a fancy bike?
That's the one with the TV screen, and you've got the person that's training you like right on your screen, and it's live. And
I mean, that's fancy, and you like fancy stuff, so you should do it. But
I don't know.
I would say get like a regular bike, and when you find that you're actually using it, then move up to the next
This
thing.
fat boy just loves to eat, though. Right. You know, there's just no changing that. It's like, you know, I blame my mother because she just makes such amazing food. And, you know, and I'm Puerto Rican, so it's like most of it is fried. And then, you know, it's like we put our foot in our rice, so you got to eat it, like pretty much. So it's like, I don't care.
I know.
You know?
Well, yeah, I would. If you want that, then definitely get it. But if you're not careful, it'll turn into like a fancy towel rack.
Yeah, pretty much. And I have a birthday coming up on the 15th. Yeah, on tax day. And reminder, people, you have
taxes.
Exactly like 11 days to get those taxes done. So make sure you get them done.
Yeah, because I haven't done mine either.
Yeah. Make sure you also remember that all you mothers or the fathers, you get an earned income credit. Make sure that you use that to your advantage, and make sure that you claim that shit on your taxes.
Claim it.
Because babies are expensive.
Yes, they
Yes,
are.
they are.
Yes,
I wish I could claim my dogs. I really wish I could.
No, thank you. I would be asking for 2 credits if you could claim your dogs. But I hear you. I hear you. All right, so let's move on. Let's get to the thing. You ready?
You ready for the thing?
I'm ready for the thing. Okay, so our guest today is an incredible woman, wife, and entrepreneur. She and I worked together several years ago, and I still remember the day we met. She's the kind of woman that makes you feel instantly at ease, as if you've been friends forever. And that ease flows through her passion for fashion. She's a fashion blogger and stylist, and her latest venture is a sexy line of handmade leather clutches. She's my favorite person to go thrifting with because she can make anything look cool and effortless, even if it was only $3. She is a person who takes risks in fashion and life, and you just want to rub shoulders with her in hopes that it rubs off on you. Connecticut is dimmer because she's gone, but that kind of light can't be contained. Shari, thanks so much for joining us on the show tonight.
Welcome, girl.
Hi, guys. I want to meet this Shari you're talking about.
I love it.
That is you. That's how I see you.
Please send me that. I mean, that is like the nicest thing. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Tom.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing so good, guys. I just really enjoyed your conversation. I feel like I'm sitting in the room right there.
See?
You need to be.
This is how Skype makes it real.
You're more than welcome anytime we're doing an episode and she'd like to have you. Come sit with us and enjoy
when
a
you
cocktail.
come back to visit. When you come back to Bridgeport to visit.
That would be so fun for sure.
Because we are recording out of West Haven, so it's like split the difference between your house and my house.
Yes, and I believe there's a seafood restaurant that I haven't been to in a while out there.
What's it called?
It Jimmy's?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Jimmy's is on the water. Is it
old
still
school.
Open? Yeah.
That's an old school restaurant.
Yeah. I don't know anything about
I prefer
West Haven.
Kevin's out of New Haven. I'm sorry.
Ooh, I've never been there.
Kevin's is on Kimberly Avenue. It's like
on
in
that
the
weird,
hood.
It's in the hood, but it's delicious.
But it is delicious.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on this weird street that ends at the train station.
I got so hungry when you guys were talking about the rice. I'm like,
right.
You see what I'm saying? Do you
and
see
I
what
just
I'm
have
saying?
a green shake to go drink.
Oh, no.
It's some legendary stuff that even people just hearing about it get hungry.
That's true.
That's some craziness Spanish rice is. That's why this boy is like this. Well, anyway, Shari, welcome to the show, and thank you for taking time out of your evening to talk with us. Candace.
Yeah, let's just jump right in because I have a ton of questions for you. You have so many things going on. It's so inspiring to watch and like just be a tiny bit a part of. So I just wanted to jump in. The biggest thing is that you moved to Atlanta from Bridgeport. You were living in Bridgeport. And we were working together, and I was coming back to work from maternity leave, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be gone before you get back. And I was like, wait, what?
She's in Atlanta.
And so tell us a little bit about how you like made this move. What took you there? How did you get there?
It was monitoring the lunch waves that made me just throw in the towel. I said, I can't do it.
Oh my God, I cried so many days after that.
So in all seriousness, we just we came to visit Atlanta in July of 2016, and we were just, I'd never felt connected to a place like I did, except when I went to LA.
Mm.
You know, when I went to LA, I was like, this is
It's a
home. I
vibe,
have
yeah.
to move here.
Mm-hmm.
So when we came to Atlanta, I hadn't been here since, I don't know, I was like 22.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's just put that in perspective.
Right.
It was about 12 or so years. Let's figure that one out.
Yep.
But anywho, my husband and I, we kind of just looked at each other and we're like, this is where we can thrive. He's a musician. I was into wardrobe styling. I still do here and there, but we felt like this is where, if anywhere, we could get jobs in the industries that we want to be in, and really just enjoy life, especially before bringing kids into it. And so we were not tied to anything. We just, I mean, in 3 months we were out.
Wow.
By the end of, we came, no, maybe even less than, was it 90 days?
August.
It might have been 60 days.
Yeah. It's insane.
He's yelling from the other room.
It's like 60 days.
Yeah.
And so did you go down there with a job ready? Did you go down there with a place to live? Did you go down there knowing people? Like, what was the...
We knew no one. We had no jobs. It was a complete faith move, crazy move. Like, who are you people?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I thought the same thing when you told me.
Yeah, we had nothing. So what we did was July, we loved it. August was our anniversary, like our third or second year anniversary, maybe third year. And yeah, third year, because it was 2016. We said, okay, in August, let's spend our anniversary in Atlanta, like looking for places to live and, looking for jobs. Let's get a regular job just so we can get there. So a company wanted to hire my husband right away.
Wow.
When we were just here for a week. And I was like, babe, you better take this job. Like, we literally, it almost ruined our whole vacation, because I was like, take the job. I don't care if you have to go home with me this weekend and then come straight back without me. You start.
That's incredible.
He was like, no, it's not happening. I'm not doing it. If we're moving out here, something else will open up.
Wow.
We need a little more time. And I don't like a little more time, just to him, at least give me 3 weeks.
Right. Like 2 weeks notice. I got to put in some notice.
So we ended up just coming here, and the job fell through because they wanted him to start the next day or that Monday. And it was like a Thursday.
Oh my God. That's insane.
That's rude, they had no regard.
That is rude.
It's so
you don't want to
rude.
work at a place like that, because they just don't care about you at all.
Could care less. They didn't even hear him when he said, no, I live in Connecticut.
Right.
So I don't know what kind of job that was, but we were spared. So we got here, and we just ended up, loving it, finding jobs.
Yeah.
And, he found a job, and I was just like, I'm going to do my purses.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. That's amazing. So let's move into that. So so you got there, and you didn't find like a 9-to-5 job, or like, Lord have mercy. She can see, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh my God, it's too much.
What is she doing? Is
I'm
it a
playing with
tattoo?
my belly button,
Lord
and I have a
have
tattoo.
mercy. No, it's shh. Okay, let's recover.
Anyway.
Let's recover. Okay.
I love him.
You moved to Atlanta, and you haven't found, or you don't like right away, this, the typical job, but you've got this passion project hustle that you, I remember when you were I remember when you were making pom-poms in the office at lunchtime, right? Caveat, at lunchtime, air quotes. I remember that. And then like you were making purses. So walk me through how you went from
actually
pretending to like doing.
Right. So when I was making those pom-poms, I was trying to learn a new thing, trying to just learn. I actually started making handbags in 2007.
Okay.
And it was just, Candace, I don't even know if we've talked about all this stuff. Like, I've done so many jobs and so many. I think I've lived at least 4 lifetimes in my 39 years, because I'm like, if I don't love it, I'm dropping it like a hot potato. I gotta go. I need to be happy and comfortable, and just like whatever is for me, it's gonna work out.
Right.
Said all that to say, I've had 2 stores that you don't even know about.
I knew about one in Bridgeport.
Okay.
Okay.
So before that, in like 2007, I opened up a store in the Norwalk train station.
Oh my God, you're incredible.
Yeah. Crazy.
I do what I want. That's what I tell my husband. I do what I want.
I do what I want.
Good luck
Like
with
Charles
that.
Barkley says, I may be wrong, but I doubt it.
No! Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, that's my new thing. I love it. I love it.
Like, I doubt it.
Okay, so you have this like entrepreneurial spirit, this vibe, and you're not afraid to try.
Nope.
So you started making handbags before, and you didn't like it, and then you...
And they'll say, oh my God, what is that? Come
Right.
in and boom, it's a purse. Okay. It made sense to me.
Yep.
So, traffic was slow. People really only came by on appointment. Couldn't afford the rent. So I was like, all right, back to the doctor's offices, back to the boring jobs.
Yeah.
I'll get back to it.
Uh-huh.
So over time, I started getting more into wardrobe styling.
Okay.
And I was able to incorporate the handbags into wardrobe styling. Like, and I make these little bags. Right. So it worked. And I got them into photos and things like that. And it's just a passion I never let go of. So when we came to Atlanta, I decided I was going to, one of those roads was going to work for me. Wardrobe styling or handbags. But I love them both equally. People are just really weird. So wardrobe styling just became more of something I couldn't control. The client controlled it.
What do you mean?
And yet, as you know, I'm very bossy. So
We're going to get to that.
We're going to get to that. So if I say something is like, that's a great look on you. I want you to trust my opinion because
that's why
here's
you
the thing.
hired me.
You hired me. I wouldn't steer you wrong. One, you represent me. So if you look crazy, I look crazy. And so with the pushback and the budgets and people not really having enough, they want to feel like a celebrity, but don't have celebrity money to pay. I was just like, I can't control this. I have a little control issue. So I decided to stick with the product. Because here's the thing, people can't tell me what to make. You can only buy it if you like it.
Okay.
If you don't like it, you're not my customer. It's fine. Maybe one day I'll make something for you.
I love it. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Love that.
And it's important to like recognize that so that you're not just like schlepping through it or like sludging through. You see the piece of the thing that's not working for you. You're like, I don't like that. And you just move on.
But that's also,
or else it drags you down.
But that's also an important lesson to learn for creative people and people who create, because you can apply that philosophy to anything that you do, whether it's music, art, whether it's attire or fashion. You're making what you make, and not everyone's going to like what you make. And therefore, if you want to be my customer, then welcome aboard. I'm not going to steer you wrong. But if you don't, I've got other people.
Right.
And so for creators, create what inspires you, create what you love, and then everything else falls into place.
Yeah,
because if you start riding that trend and doing things that everybody else is doing, you're never going to be.
Yeah, I just heard a thing. They're riches and niches.
Yeah.
I mean, the word is niche, but it sounds better. It rhymes if you say it the other way.
Yeah.
The CH, the heart, it was perfect.
It's a hard.
So I love what you said for sure, Tom, because it's like all the creatives I know, when they drive themselves crazy when they're trying to people please.
Right.
The moment you stop people pleasing and you do what you love from the heart, your customers will find you. Finances will find you. Like everything you need, you're going to attract to you because you're doing it with such a positive spirit.
I love it. And I think that this sort of speaks, you're like a church going lady and a spiritual lady. Like I feel like that, like I heard you say the other day, what's meant for me is meant for me. Right. Like it's a piece of your faith that allows you to go out on these limbs. Right. Like, I think there's some other thing that talks about making sure that you make decisions, like good decisions, because you can't just be out here wilding in the streets. But you know what I mean? Like it seems to me like your faith guides you through a lot of this and allows you the the
I think it
space.
gives me the room.
The space
room
to try.
Mm-hmm.
To try.
Yep. I'm not afraid. Never have been. And I really, if I could encourage you guys or anybody, just go with your gut.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna work out. Period. Like
it's
gonna work out.
I know James said to me the other day, he was like, sometimes your resources surprise me. And I was like, what? And it's just, so, we're planning a trip and and we're going to Ghana in the summer, and the flight has a very long layover in DC, and I was about to like nix. So I was like, I can't do it. I'm going to have the kids 6 hours in the airport. Like I can't manage it. And then I said, oh, wait a minute. And I text a friend of mine. And, after I talked to her for a little bit, I went back to James and was like, oh, you can book it. My friend's going to come and meet me for lunch. And then she's going to get me into the military lounge where we'll be able to sort of like hang out, and there's space for the kids to play and like clean up. And so we're going to be fine. So you can go ahead and book it. And he was like, the military lounge? What?
Well, I mean, but you also have so much that you can do in 6 hours in DC.
Right. Not with two little kids.
Well, I mean, you can go to one of the museums.
You don't have
2
two
hours.
little. Stop it, Tom. Stop it.
Yeah,
6 hours is not enough time to do.
Listen, Linda, you don't.
It is enough time for an adult, for two adults, or a single person, or like someone with like maybe teenage kids or preteen kids. But two little kids under 5 years old, there is no way to get in and out of security and across town. And
listen to me, Khaleesi, mother of two boys.
I'm just
everything is possible. Everything, and if I know anyone, it would be you, and I know that you could do it.
Yes, I can do anything, but do I want to?
Yeah.
No.
Listen, all you have to do is bring them to the National Mall, set them free in the middle, and just let them run. And exhaust themselves. When they go back on that layover flight, they will be out.
Said like a man without two little kids.
No, listen, you just let them run.
You lost me at set them free.
Set them free? Oh my God, I'm looking to buy a new tether bag, a new leash bag for Emory because he can't be trusted. He's a runner. I can't.
But there's so much space to run.
Let's move on because that's not a thing that's going to happen. Okay. I'm planning to nap and relax in a lazy boy and like learn about the Navy. Like I'm into it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's keep this train going. Where are we going to go from there? Oh, so you were talking about being bossy. I think this is a perfect segue into the next thing that you're working on, which is this Wife So Hard movement group. You tell it. You talk about it. So will you tell us about your Wife So Hard group?
So Wife So Hard, let's just give Candace her props because she has this hashtag called Momsohard. And I used to see it and I'm like, this is the funniest Mom So Hard. Like only Candace would say that. And so I started saying like, I'm not a mom, so I'm a wife so hard. Like, you know, and I'm like, I'm pretty dope at this wifeness. So,
I hear it. I'm with it.
So anytime I did something really cool in my marriage, I'd be like, hashtag Wife So Hard. Like I just did that.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, world. Follow, take notes. So anyway, I wanted to start a group for wives that we could like express how we feel. One, I was tired of Facebook. Like I feel like I kept writing posts and deleting them. Like I type it all out and I'm like, I'm going to share it. Nah, forget it. I don't want to hear what they have to say. Like I literally don't care what anybody on my timeline has to say. So I was like, let me start a group of women who can relate to what I'm talking about.
Right.
Who are not going to be like, okay, that's cool. Good for you. You actually wash the dishes.
That's an accomplishment.
That's a big deal. You don't know what's going on in here.
Good for you. You unloaded the dishwasher. Like, yeah, it's a big deal because I worked all day with a bunch of weirdos. And I'm actually home doing things that matter. And I'm going to make my husband happy because now he doesn't have to do the tasks that I don't want to do. Long story short, I wanted to start a group with people who would understand me. So I just added like 5 of my girlfriends. I was like, look, we can vent in here. It's not regular Facebook. So if you want to say anything, you know, wild or get advice or get some recipes, we can do it right here.
So is this a private group?
It is a private group.
Good. Okay.
And you have to either request or be invited.
Gotcha.
And so, we just started. It grew. It started with like 5, maybe 10.
It grew so quickly. I was so excited for you and so like thrilled when I saw it. So we were talking earlier and I said, I've seen a lot of these groups, right? And I'm in a lot of these groups. And I just thought, oh, this is going to be cool. People are going to write like funny things. I feel like a like-minded person. It's going to be cool. And then a few days in, Shari posts this post is like, okay, so there are 5 roles. We're looking for 5 people to stand up to do these jobs, and you're going to have to post weekly. And this is going to be your area of expertise. And you're going to talk about recipes, and you're going to talk about sex, and you're going to talk about house cleaning, and you're going to talk about weight, and you're going to talk about money. And so we have 3 openings. We're looking for someone. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I thought I was just coming here to watch the wall. I have to work. What is happening?
Listen, girl knows how to manage a group.
She really does, because I think what happened was there was this instant buy-in, or like this way to create buy-in into the group so that the group was like forming and coming together with all the things that it was going to offer with the people who were there. You know what I mean? It wasn't like almost like it wasn't a fully formed thing that you were walking into, but you were being invited to help make it what it was going to be or something.
And
but you were being held responsible
for all of it.
For a thing, not for all of it, but you were responsible for a thing. And if you didn't do your job, I'm pretty sure she said, if you didn't do your job, we're going to cut you. I was like, I can't commit.
So I just decided to give people roles, and I'm like, we'll give you 30 days to like show and prove. If you're no good at your job, somebody else.
Oh my God, I couldn't even handle it. I couldn't even handle it.
I'm crying right now because Candace brought this to my mind. I had no idea that this is how it came off at all.
She is like virtually managing the shit out of this group.
Like a boss, okay? Like a boss. But the group is incredible and is better for it. It's like absolutely is better for it. And there are good conversations going on there. Things that I haven't, I'm a new wife, but like not a new partner, but still a new wife there. I love that the age range in the Wife So Hard group is so wide, from like people who are newly married and young, or like new married and older, or just like totally seasoned, or grandparents even. I feel like they drop so much knowledge. And I was like, oh shit, I'm doing it wrong. Okay.
But I mean, a lot of people need to realize that, good leadership acknowledges the strengths of people and let them work those strengths to the bone.
Yeah.
Right? You got to let people play to their strengths. And so if you recognize that someone is constantly talking about, hey, we're going to make it sexy today, and today we're going to be talking about XYZ, and that person really enjoys that, you writing about sex.
Right.
That's you.
Like, I learned this week in this group about vaginal steaming. Did you know that was a thing?
Well,
like, you can go get your vajay steamed and rejuvenated.
I don't know. I did not know, but now that I know, thank you. I'm a gay man. I have no reason to know that.
But you probably know about some steaming things that I don't know.
Well, can they steam booty holes?
Yeah.
I think it all gets steamed at the same time.
I'll write about that.
Yes.
I'm going to go get me a steamer.
I can totally imagine it being like an anus steamer, right?
Yeah.
So it's called a V-steam.
A V-steam.
And people go and they get V-steams for a lot of different reasons, like for fertility help, to manage migraines. Like, there's a wide range of things that these different herbs combined can assist with or cure.
Incredible.
Where do you go to get these V-steams?
A lot of salons out here are doing them. I never heard of it until I moved to Atlanta.
Okay. So
you can find anything in Atlanta, apparently.
2 things.
Oh, I just learned about vajazzle, but we'll talk about that.
Oh my God.
Moisture in confined spaces is never a good thing, one. And who the hell is going to steam their vajayjay in Atlanta when it's like 120 with like a freaking like
Yeah, but they're good for AC. I bet the rest of the place is air conditioned.
Say, just make sure that you dry it up really good when you're done, because you just don't want moisture in those places.
It's true. But let's. But you don't want moisture when you're just walking down the street at 2:00 in the afternoon, but you do need moisture when you need moisture. So that's not the conversation we're having today, but there's a reason why these things exist.
Yep.
So let's not lose the vajazzle situation, because I feel like that could easily fall off the conversation, and I really need to know what that is.
Yes.
No, someone just told me about it the other day. They're like, if you want to get pregnant, you got to have a vajazzle and a V-steam. So I was like, I'm sorry.
What is a vajazzle?
What is a vajazzle? Because it sounds like some jewels.
That's what I thought. I thought you were going to say like rhinestones or like glitter.
Pull out a bedazzler and start.
Oh, it
is? I guess you have to be waxed to get this service.
Okay.
And it's like vajazzled in the triangle.
Oh, it's like bedazzled. It's like a bedazzling of your vajay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. So the woman marks her child being born, her youngest child, with that one time she got vajazzled and a V-steam, and it was a party.
Oh, can you imagine being the friggin' doctor? Walks in
like, what? Like,
pull up, the gynecologist opens those legs and be like,
what the hell?
I've never seen that before. It's kind of cute, but can you explain?
Yeah, that would raise the mood instantly.
Yeah.
I was just like, how long does it last? Like, is it glue? I had so many questions.
Oh my God.
I don't want to know, but I'm not doing it. So that we can mark it off the list.
So what other unconventional things are discussed in this hashtag Wife So Hard group?
Oh, wow. I mean, it's a wide range. I can't even...
Can you describe the craziest?
Well, you have your themes, right? So every day of the week is a theme.
Every day of the week is a theme. So there's Sexy Sunday.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And Sundays when we encourage the wives to get the party started, because we're setting the tone for the whole week.
Okay.
So have sex.
Right. So do it.
Have sex.
Do it.
Have
joyfully.
Sex.
Go to work Monday happy.
Fun. What's that?
Go to work Monday happy. Have sex.
Right. So you're like, okay, you're not the angry chick walking in the office because, you're whatever.
And I love how you position that as the angry chick, right? Because it's for wives too. It's not just like, oh, do it for your husband so your husband's not sad when he goes to work on Monday. Like she just said.
Well, hello.
So
women have needs too.
I know, but this is what I'm highlighting, that this group is, like they definitely talk about things like reminding you to check your ego and check, check a few things, but it's coming totally from this, empowerment and from a point of strength for the women, for wives. Like, I think it's incredible.
Yep. And then, so, Mondays, Move It or Lose It Monday. So we talk about working out, Tuesdays, Fashion Talk Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So I try every once in a while to give some fashion tips, but like I tell the ladies, it became a little, it's a lot of work.
Right. It's all work.
Yeah, I know how I feel about fashion.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we're going to leave that
You're trying to
alone.
put together a vision board, and we're like, we just need a little tip.
The vision, there were so many questions. Where do you buy that? I'm like, nope. Because this is what I charge for.
Yeah, no,
you go to my website and you buy everything that's on there.
Right. So Fashion Talk Tuesday, Wednesday is...
The Wife So Hard, Women Wise Wednesday, when we go live.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Thursdays, Think Thursday. So it's like, or Thoughtful Thursday. So we do like new Bible plans that are around marriage or like encouraging or something like that. Like everybody posts something that will make us all think how to do life better.
Right.
Finance Friday. Save some coin.
Uh-huh.
And then Saturday alternates between Support Sister Saturday, because we have a lot of entrepreneurs in the group or people who just do, things that are even for free, services that are free, but it's your chance to drop your links, because there's no link dropping. There's no selling in the group unless it's on Support Sister Saturday.
Okay.
And then it alternates between Supermarket Saturday, because, you got to shop at some point.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get some groceries in that fridge?
That's
I know.
right.
And I buy the same 39 items every single Saturday. It's like,
Oh
it's
my
so
God.
sad. It's so sad. But I did see that something says it takes a lot more like brain power to try a new recipe. So you end up with a bunch of stuff in your pantry waiting for like that perfect time when you're going to make a curry or you're going to make like some fancy recipe, and you think you're going to do it on Tuesday, but there's no way. Like, you just don't have the brain power to do it.
Right.
So you've got to save your new recipes for the weekend when you have more time to actually focus on it. Yeah.
That is so smart. I never thought about that. But I did try. I brought the ingredients to make some healthy brownies.
Mm-hmm.
And I just knew that in February I was going to make these brownies. Don't you know that coconut flour and all that stuff is still sitting up there?
But that's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. You think that it's easy, but it literally takes so much brain power to try something new that you put it off for that magical time where you're going to have all this energy and
wow,
brain power
time may
never
end up coming
comes
2 years from now.
Exactly.
You know,
so I would say
2-year-old ingredients.
Exactly. So I would say pick a Saturday or a Sunday that's coming up and like plan to do that thing that day, and just know that it's not, even if it's simple, it's never easy.
What
it's never simple enough.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, Candace, you should share that in the group.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Okay. I will.
What did you call Saturdays again?
Support Sister Saturdays or Supermarket Saturdays.
Okay, so for Supermarket Saturdays, this is an opportunity for all you women out there who have those.
I'm sorry.
Hold
on. Time out. Those numbers aren't moving. Something's happening over there. Oh, Lord have mercy. Pause, time out.
This is the recording.
Okay, that's still recording. Yeah. Okay, good.
I
just had a moment where I was like, those numbers are supposed to be ticking. I don't think the recording is happening.
Yeah, this is happening because it's here.
Okay, great. All right, keep going.
So
hey, it would have been a good talk anyway.
Yeah,
yes, it would have been.
The question is, so for Supermarket Saturdays, so for all you women out there who have those husbands that are just counting them pennies, take an opportunity to go to the supermarket, and while you're doing groceries, do $20 or $30 for cash back. And, that's your nail, get your nails done or get your hair done.
What?
And husbands will never know because you just brought them home the grocery receipt. Yeah, I spent $400.
Oh my God.
He won't know that you've got $30 or $40 that you cashed back for nails or hair.
Tom's segment should be called Bad Advice.
I'm just saying.
It's like literally the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Like, serious.
I love it, but it's ridiculous.
I am hollering. Tom.
Listen, because one thing men will never do is look at a receipt.
That's true.
Just saying.
That's true.
No, I'm just messing with you because that was so random. But I'm going to share it. Listen, I'm going to share it. I'm going to be like, so we got a man to give us some advice, guys.
This is how you squirrel away a couple coins that you save for a rainy day, okay?
How about
you take $5 here and $5 there.
How about we get him on a live one Wednesday?
Yes.
They would have a ball.
Listen, I'm game. Just let me know.
God, that's amazing.
I'm hollering. I can't.
Okay, so as we wrap up, I don't even know where we are for time.
48.
Okay, good. Okay. So as we wrap up, what kind of advice would you give to people who are thinking about making a big move either in business or a big physical move, or just like going after something that they're not sure about and feels scary? What would your advice be to them on how to get through that or take the next step?
So I don't want to sound like one of the memes you find online, but
that's okay.
I totally live by go with your gut. If it doesn't feel good, it's not for you. If it's God ordained, it's going to be easier and he's going to let it flow. So just go with your gut. Always own your business. Don't let your customers own your business. The moment you start taking all of their advice and changing your business to match them, there's one thing to meet customer need, but it's another to change your whole business because people said you should try this, you should try that. You know what I mean?
Will you watch my kid overnight on Saturday? Nope. No, I won't.
Yeah. Once you change, they own the business. It's not yours anymore.
That's a good point. That is a great point. I
Yep.
love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And the last thing that just made me think, what is something that you have, and anything that, like, I guess it's sort of similar to the same thing I just asked, but I'm just thinking, like, who inspires you, and where did you get your inspiration from to sort of be this, like, bubbly go-getter, like, I do what I want kind of person?
All right. This is going to sound cheesy, guys.
I'm listening.
But Oprah and I share the same birthday, and I promise you, I feel connected to her since I was a kid.
I love it. I love it. And so what does that mean for you?
That means the world to me. Like, when I heard her talk and give her motivational, like, she can change the mind of a whole room. Mm-hmm. And I really just felt like that is who I am in my soul. Mm-hmm. And I just connect to it.
Mm-hmm.
She can do that by simply walking into a room.
Right.
So,
or like half-ass mentioning that she kind of likes something, maybe.
No, but I mean, not too long ago, about a week and a half ago, Apple did their quarterly, like, presentation about what's up, what's coming, what's new, and then there's this whole big initiative about TV, and Apple's coming out with their own original content. And of course, they go through a slew of all these different stars, and who comes out at the end? Oprah.
What?
And the place just fell apart. Steve Jobs Theater went down. I mean, they just finished it. They literally just finished constructing it. It was down.
Wow.
She came out, and she's actually going to be working and doing original content and shows for Apple, and that will be available on all the Apple devices.
That's amazing. So your thing is, like, what would Oprah do?
Sort of.
Work with Apple.
I just feel like there's some things I definitely need to do a little more, like, get rid of some fear. Mm-hmm. And then that would really just, I saw somebody put a quote up the other day, and they said, I am receiving all of this because I've opened myself up to receive it. Like, I believe that I should have this, and therefore it's coming to me. And I'm like, dang, is that easy? But it really is.
It really is. We call it secreting. Like, I'm like, James, are you trying to secret me? Like, don't secret me. Mm-hmm. But, like, you could secret so much shit into reality.
It's true.
He says it to me 100 times a day. But it's true. It is definitely true.
Yep.
Okay, and then the last thing is that usually every week I do a Momsohard tip of the week, and I thought it would be great to have you do a Wife So Hard tip of the week. So, do you have one to share?
I would say I'm going to go with what's going to happen tonight after we hang up.
Ooh.
It's not fresh. Chill out over there.
There's some bonk chicka bomb bomb music playing in the background over here.
No, you want to know what music went into my mind as soon as she mentioned that?
What?
I was like,
what's
let
up?
me lick you up.
Oh, Lord.
Till you say stop.
Hey.
That's immediately what I went to.
Oh my God. I love it. You just dated your whole self, and everybody was like, yes. I feel like that's where my listeners are. I know my listeners are all in that pocket right there.
Yep.
Okay.
It even made me dance over here. Spontaneous dates.
Ooh, spontaneous dates. What does that mean? And what does that look like?
Like, call your spouse while you're at work and make a plan for the night. Like, already have the plan. Call them and tell them what you're going to do tonight. So tonight we're doing an in-house date. Like, we're going to have some popcorn. We're going to watch a movie.
Netflix and chill.
Probably a little less popcorn, more movie, like in the bedroom. You know what I mean? So it's something that we used to do when we were dating. Mm-hmm. And now that we're married, we don't watch TV in the bedroom at all.
At all. Yeah. You did it before it was a thing, right? Before it was called Netflix and chill.
When he had to go home, right. We would be in my bedroom watching TV, acting fresh and acting grown.
Ooh, Lord.
So now that we are, live-in boyfriend and girlfriend for real, and nobody's going to kick us out, we're going to go and watch a movie and set it up like it's a cute little pre-marriage date.
Ooh, and what movie are you going to watch?
I have no idea. Now that I'm going to leave up to him because that sets the tone.
It's his date. Okay, I love it. I love it. So that goes in the line of like date your spouse, right? Keep dating your spouse. So
right.
I love it. Well, Shari, you are a joy, and I'm so glad I got the chance to talk to you tonight. Thank you so much for being on the show, and I can't wait to see what great things come out of Wife So Hard and out of the purse business. Oh, where can people find your purse? The clutch.
They can find them at bridgeparker.com. And that's also my Instagram at bridgeparker.
Yes, and definitely go and see. I love all the looks that you put on Instagram. My favorite is like sweatpants and high heel shoes and like a duster. And I was like, where the hell is she going? But I want to go too. Holy cow, it was amazing.
You are hilarious, Candace.
I was
you
like,
really
one morning,
reached out to me.
I'm going to open the door for clients. I'm going to have on heels and sweatpants.
And a duster.
Just drag the floor.
Yes, I'm open.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're so wonderful, and you're welcome back anytime. I would love to continue hearing great things coming out of Bridge Parker and out of Wife So Hard. You guys actually have, did you schedule your conference yet?
We did schedule it for June 20th, 2020, that weekend.
Okay, June 20th weekend, 2020. And where's it going to be? Is it still going to be?
It's going to be in White Plains, New York.
All right. So
nice.
We will be following. I will be following you. We will be following you over the next year. And as things get solidified, I'm more than happy to share it here because I would love to go.
It's going to be great. Thank you so much for having me. You two are so fun. I knew it would be fun. That's why when she texted me, I'm like, of course.
I love it. And it was so last minute. I was like, hey, when do you want to be on the show? Like May or tonight? Like, what do you want to do?
I did the same thing to you for the Wife So Hard. I gave you 5 minutes.
Right. I had no idea what was happening. So happy to repay the favor. And thank you so much. You've been amazing.
All right. Good night, guys.
Bye. Enjoy your Netflix and chill.
Thank you.
All right. I love her.
I
absolutely love her. She's amazing.
She is.
I'm over here monitoring just to make sure things are going.
It's all still working.
It's all working.
Okay, great.
So why don't you just bring it home?
Okay, so that was amazing. She's incredible. I've been watching her over the last. So the first thing I want to say is earlier we were talking. I was like, oh, so how long have you been in Atlanta? And she goes 3 years. And I was like, I thought you moved there last summer. Like the time is just flying by, and it just made me think that I don't know what it is about time and how like time warps at a certain age.
Yeah,
I don't feel old. I definitely don't feel young. But the time is just going, and so whatever that thing is that you want to do, like you better get it in, or else you're gonna turn around and it's gonna be 3 years later,
or blink, and next thing you know, you're 90, and what did you do with your life?
I know. So. And that brings me to the last thing I'm gonna say before we wrap up. So she was talking about dating your spouse. Did I tell you that James and I went on a date? Actually, 2 dates, 2 nights in a row last weekend.
No.
So we went to
Well, you posted some pictures.
Yes, did you see my pictures?
Girl, you were hot.
Oh my God.
I was like, look at her, she is sassy.
Do you see me with my
I was all for
my like French what's the name of that movie? It's like a Pulp Fiction wig.
Yeah,
I
had all the feels with all of that. I was like, she is glistening, she is glowing, she's got the hair working. I was like, you better work.
So he had a gala for school. He graduates this year, so a bunch of events going on. And I was like getting my mind right. We haven't been to an event in a long time. And so I got a dress. I did like a 1920s. The thing was called A Night at the Oscars. So I did like a little 1920s shimmery, shifty kind of thing.
It was cute.
And my friend Yashmin let me borrow her wig. So I had this like little like sharp bob, black bob thing going, and I was totally into it. And we had an amazing time, but when we got there, I was not prepared. Like I forgot that people do masters straight out of college, right? Because James we've been out of school for almost 15 years. I forgot that there are programs that let you go from undergrad straight through to masters, and those were the people who were at this event. So it was like 22, 23, 24, and I was like, oh snap, I was not prepared for this. And I was like, it's okay. I'm cute. I can handle, I got my wig on. I'm cool. I'm cool. And so I was sitting at the table and I heard some little whispering, some little shh. And then all of a sudden the guy goes, I'm just going to ask her. And so I look up from my chicken. I was like, hey. And he goes, are you faculty? Are you on the faculty here? And I was like, oh shit. I am not young anymore.
Oh, no, he did not.
I'm a whole grown ass
woman with children.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And now to be fair, to be absolutely 100% fair, I did not think that they look like me, right? Like I know we are not the same. We are not in the same life stage at all.
So you couldn't expect them.
Yeah. So I don't expect them to think that I'm the same age of them, but I don't see myself as like, I don't always see myself as like a grown up authority figure, right? And they totally reminded me that I look like a grown up authority figure.
Are you faculty?
So he asked me if I was faculty, which basically was like, are you old? Right? Like that's how it comes from a 22-year-old. And then, the young woman who was sitting next to me, she goes, oh, so your husband's graduating? Did he find a job yet? And I was like, darling, we are not the same.
Yeah.
We are not in the same
He's got a good job.
This is extra. So it just was this really interesting moment for me because I remember being in college when people would come and visit and they'd be like, oh my God, campus looks so different. This whole building didn't exist when I was here. This didn't exist. Mm-hmm. That was different. This is different. And we were just like, relax, lady, like things change.
Honey, that kid gave you the look like you existed. You clearly existed.
Yeah. So
I would have cut somewhere.
So what happened was the other woman, so it was me and James. And
I would have lost my wig.
This other couple who were in their like 40s and 50s. And so she pretended to be on the faculty. The guy had walked away and I told her what happened. And she goes, oh my God, we're going to have fun. And she pretended to be on in his department because he was like a comms major, a communications major. And she was like, oh, and she asked a bunch of and she was like, yeah, I'm in the department. I work with Tom. Do you know Tom, right? And he was like, yeah. You mean Mr. So-and-so? And she goes, yeah. I've worked with him for like 10 years. Holy cow. She had him going for like 15 minutes and he went into full interview mode like, well, I really like this thing, but I really think that they could have tried a little bit harder with the curriculum. Blah, 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 blah. And I was peeing my whole pants. Like I was just peeing myself. It was so funny.
But that's how you do it.
Oh my God, it was amazing. And then eventually she told him and so we all had a good laugh. And then the night wrapped up. And as the night ended, I was like, I've had enough of this. And I went in the bathroom and I pulled off my wig and I let out my fro and I came and we did the wobble and we were just like going to town, like at a party together where we knew and didn't know anybody. So there was no reason to like, I don't know,
like behave
or whatever. And so it was just an amazing time. So that was Friday night. And then Saturday night, we went to see Tom Segura. Do you know Tom Segura?
Yep.
Segura. Tom Segura. He's got a special on Netflix and he's a comedian. Anyway, he's super hilarious. And Southern University hosts a lot of really cool people. We've only gone to comedy shows there, but they do lots of jazz shows and plays and blah, blah, blah. So it's a very cool event space that's basically walking distance from our house. So
yeah.
It was
that's cool though.
Really,
that's
really
awesome.
Cool. So I mean, that was 2 dates in the same weekend. We've probably maxed out on our dates for the next several weeks.
You still got one more.
What's happening
next Thursday?
Oh yes. Oh, we should preview that. So
that's
next
right.
Thursday is episode 52.
That's right.
Holy cow. I can't
believe
one
whole year.
We have made a year of episodes. I'm so excited. And so as our like 1 year anniversary, James is going to come on and he is going to produce the show is what he said. I was like, all right, fine. You want to be in charge? Like, you be in charge. So who knows what's going to happen next week, but it is going to be a surprise and a joy for all of us, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. And I'm just super proud of having made it to this.
And just to let you know, he does have a good radio voice.
He has a good everything. Yeah. So,
well, coming from the wife, I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, so thanks for being with us tonight. Shari, shout out to Shari. Thank you so much. Check us on all the things. I have to say, like, follow us on Facebook and definitely subscribe or follow, like, whatever the things are on any of the places where you listen to podcasts.
It's important, yeah.
Because it's important. It's how it's how you get the show every week, and it's how other people get the show, the more like subscribers or whatever that we
That's
have.
right. Well,
so.
the more you subscribe, the more you comment on or share or rate, the higher the show goes on into all these syndicated places that actually feature
So when people are looking for like mommy parenting stuff, the Breezy Moms podcast will pop up. So thank you in advance for your help with that. And we'll be back next week. So bye. This show is produced by Tom Ortiz at Digital Stream Radio. It's available for download on Podbean. Follow us at Facebook at Breezy Moms Podcast or email us at breezymomspodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, don't stress, just breathe.